This morning, we're talking about our core essence, which we looked at a bit yesterday. We're going to carry on with this idea, with this essence. It's not an idea. It is much more than that. It is who we are at our deepest self. It's the part of us that we cannot negotiate. I talk about it a lot when we go into our third chakra, because our third chakra is how we meet the world, also how we take the world into us. But the only way to meet the world is how we are from our essence. Sometimes, maybe more times than not, that is tangled up. It is tangled up with regret and shame and lack, because there's a feeling that who I am when I am my authentic self, it isn't good enough and it will be rejected. And so we try to change it. We try to remold it. We try to stuff it down. We try to push it back, and it's impossible, right? It's, that silly example, right? A dog is always going to be a dog. Even if we put cat ears on the dog, everyone still knows that it's a dog. So the problem isn't our nature ever, because that is what we've been given, right? We've been graced and blessed with this essence of who we are, how we meet the world individually, right? Very, very much from our center. It's like our thumbprint, say. No one else can meet the world the way that we do. The problem, of course, is not that. The problem is how we mangle it so that it comes out as some warped version of who we are that everyone else can see. So we can't really hide it, even though we think we're hiding it. And the trying to change it makes everyone else feel uncomfortable, because they can see who you are and that you're uncomfortable with that. And so that makes them uncomfortable with that. So acceptance of our essence is the only way to go. One of the ways that we can do that, right, is first to offer it to the world without apology, which we do very much in meditation, particularly when we get to our third space. But then to align a behavior with it. What is it that matches my core essence, which becomes my core value, which, if I let it free, will be the thing I stand for ultimately? Very wrapped up, isn't it? Right? The thing I'm rejecting is really the thing that is going to carry me through this life with purpose. Confusing, right? Confusing. And then, wow, that's amazing. This thing that I'm pushing down is really the energy in which I should be meeting the world, which is going to give my life purpose. As soon as I let it free, as soon as I let it free without apology, my life starts to take form. And when I give that essence, that value, a behavior, then I have an action connected to it. And I really know how to move into the world. It also helps me accept, right? This is also the portal of acceptance. What I take it in through my essence. I receive it through who I am authentically. So there's a very important chakra into finding peace, ridding ourselves of anxiety and depression, finding contentment, simply by accepting the inevitable, not just with a feeling of, okay, I accept this, but wow, this is my miracle. This is really beautiful once I look inward and I stop deciding who I should be from the external world. This is where everything goes wrong. When I look outside for approval, which of course we did as children, there is some point where we individuate and say, I must know for myself. I must look inward to decide who I am and what behaviors match that. This is why we meditate. Let's find our comfortable seat. Today, we're going to see if once we feel really comfortable in the flow of this third chakra, if a behavior comes to us, what would represent my most authentic self? What action in the world? Okay. So find your gazing point. Allow everything else to fall away as you both narrow and broaden your focus. We narrow it, allowing all that multitasking in our brain to stop. And we broaden it by looking deeply into the present moment. Notice for those physiological shifts, which allow you to know that you are layering into this present moment. That wonderful feeling of landing that we get, where we notice that we've been lifting up away from the earth and we suddenly drop down and let go. When you finally notice something new about your gazing point, something you haven't seen before, that's an indication that you're ready to close your eyes because you've gone from looking to seeing. And once your eyes are closed, the first thing you connect to might be your breath. Your breath always tells you where you are in any given moment, if it's slow and deep or short and erratic. The nice thing about the breath is that if it is short and erratic, and we don't want it to be that way, we can slow it down. It can affect how we feel inside by gently changing our breath. This morning, I'd like you to notice the sounds that come toward your ears. You can literally feel sound travel to you. You can notice how you receive that sound. It's a nice way to orient yourself in the world, which also makes us feel calm. The more we connect to who we are, the more we accept our essence, the calmer and more content we become. Feeling the earth beneath you as you root down into this moment. How does it feel to you to surrender and trust? Is that something you've come to do easily, or still a place where you're a bit hesitant? Just an observation, just a curiosity. And you feel the blessed energy welling in your belly, the prana of the day. This is before really it knows where it's going or what it is. It's simply life force. It's simply acknowledging that you are alive. And if we are alive, we all have prana. And if we have prana, we all can create. We gently move that energy, that life force, to our third chakra, our third portal. What is it that you believe in? What is it that moves you? What is it that you've been hiding or shaming? What is it that you've been celebrating? This is where base prana individualizes, is now wrapped in a beautiful package called your essence. As I like to say, no one can butter the toast the way that you do. Everything we do, like it or not, is touched by who we are. And we bring the essence of who we are to everything. You were to give that freely, not only without apology, but maybe as a celebration, recognizing what a gift you truly are. What behavior would represent that? How would you allow yourself to be that felt very authentically you? Would you be more present? Would you be more fiery? Would you offer with equality, courage, or love? Sometimes this thing that we are, we believe is too much for the world, which is why we squirrel it away. But what if you offered it without limit? What if you cared nothing at all about judgment, decided to lead? decided to act and speak from your passion. To simply be fully who you are. Instead of wondering what other people would say, what if you listened to what your heart says? The place that holds your truth. And let those other people listen to their heart. Leading by example. What sweet words would your heart tell your brain? What sweet words would you speak out to the world? How would you be heard? How would you be received? If you weren't hiding who you were. Take a moment now to sit back to the seat of the Buddha, maybe noticing what that throne looks like for you this morning. And find that moment of contentment when you sink into that seat. Allow it to receive you as you surrender to it, letting all other notions dissolve, fully embodying the awareness that you are. Maybe recognizing the body as simply a container, and that your essence is really this awareness. The way that this awareness sees the world, the lens, the filter, is who you are. You can imagine, sense, or feel that pull right at the top of your head as your awareness leaves the body, begins to merge the energy of consciousness. Until you fully let go into consciousness, even here, you hold your essence. You experience consciousness through your veil. And that is a joyous thing. So you slowly begin to deepen your breath. Feel that new energy fill your body in a way that continues to feel expansive, that you do not take in the light in a way that feels like you're diminishing the light, but that the light is radiating through you. In fact, the body expands to the light. Of course, we imagine, sense, eventually feel this phenomena. And as you embody this light, the blessing this morning may very well be the action that represents your essence. The way that you will touch the world. You don't have to know it from your head. You receive it. It comes to you. It's the purest way that you can be you. And when that is clear to you, in your own time, you will open your eyes and share that in the chat. And as always, I thank you for taking this journey.